Greetings everyone, greetings. I hope everyone's doing well. In today's video we're going to be talking about this addendum, the post-closing occupancy by seller. So this document you would use in a situation where you're maybe representing the sellers, you're the listing agent, or not. You could be working with the buyer, but really this document at the end of the day is for, let's say the seller is going to sell their property, but they need some time to vacate the premises. So let's say they're going to sell the property on the 1st of May, but they need another 30 days to vacate the premises. So you could use this form to basically state and have everyone acknowledge and agree that after closing, let's say the closing's on the 1st of May, that after the closing that the previous owner, which is the seller, is going to occupy the premises still for another 30 days before vacating the premises. And you can fill this form out to discuss that. It's a one-page document, pretty simple, but we'll go through it, make it as easy as possible. Before we do, quick 30 seconds. Our brokerage is Nizz Realty Inc. We are licensed at the time of making this video only in the state of Florida. This particular video discusses contracts and documents pertaining to the state of Florida. Maybe in the future we'll be licensed in other states, but for now, just the state of Florida this is talking about. We're 100% Real Estate Commission Brokerage. We pay our agents 100% commission. If you'd like more information, read the description below, give us a call, contact us. We'll take it from there. Let's get straight into the video. If you want further information about our company, you check the description below. So let's get right into it. Filling out this form, this is going to be a pretty quick video. Put the seller's name up top. Let's say the seller is John Doe. And say the buyer, put the buyer's name there, say Billy Bob. Concerning the property described as, put the address here. Let's just put something simple there. Or you could put the legal description. Most of the time there'll be an address if there's going to be a post-occupancy addendum, because the seller will be living there, and most of the time if they're living there, there is an address. You don't need the legal description, but if you want to put the legal description there, you can. Let's just say for the example of this video that it's just an address and keep it simple. So put the address there. And then the part down here, which is the thing that you'd fill out. This contract is contingent upon buyer and seller within X amount of days prior to closing date delivering to each other a mutually acceptable written lease, post-closing occupancy agreement, or other similar agreement, prepared at seller's expense, buyer's expense, split equally by the buyer and seller, for seller to remain in possession of the property. So prior to closing, like I said, you could write up a lease, post-closing occupancy agreement, or a similar agreement. Usually what I would put here is just, you can put 10 days. It could be more. You could put 15 days prior to closing. 10 days is usually pretty good, so you could leave it blank. I don't like to leave things blank. I like to fill it in, but if you want to leave it blank, it's your discretion. Me personally, in my professional opinion, I just like to fill it in. So 10 days sounds good. Let's say for the purposes of this video, it's at the seller's expense for preparing, and seller to remain in the possession of the property until X amount of days after closing. Let's say, like we said in the beginning, they need 30 days after closing to vacate the premises. So you put 30 there. If they need more, maybe they need 60 days. You put 60 there. Maybe they need 45 days. They put 45. Whatever the amount is. Maybe you need longer than that. Maybe you need 100 days. You just put that amount there. And then let's say for the purposes of this video, 30 days. Next part is the post-closing agreement shall provide that seller shall pay a monthly rent of, you put the monthly rent here, whatever, if you're going to put something there. Let's say you negotiate something where the buyer is just going to let the seller stay there rent-free. Put 0. Maybe the buyer just got a good sales price, and is, because of the good sales price, the seller asked for 30 days of free rent to vacate the premises. The buyer said, no problem, sounds good to me, and gave him rent free for 30 days. So you put that there, $0. The seller's not paying anything. But maybe there's maybe you want, the seller is still going to pay the utilities. You could write that in there too. I don't think it's going to fit here, but you could probably use this on like a digital signing program or create a separate exhibit, like Exhibit A, and write that the seller is going to pay the utilities while they're staying there for 30 days. So the seller will still have the electric and the maybe the water or the cable in their name and so forth, and they're going to pay those utilities. But let's say there's going to be a monthly rent, and you could put something like, I don't know, $1,000 a month, let's just say, for example purposes. Maybe it's more. You put that there, but also if they're going to be signing a lease agreement, as it states here in the beginning of this paragraph, sign a written lease or something different, a post-closing occupancy agreement, you'd fill it out there. Mainly to keep it simple, the purpose of this paragraph here is to just put an amount of the rent that they're going to be paying, if they're going to be paying anything. If they're not, you could put 0, and then just you could write it in there minus the utility bills at seller's expense, something like that. It's not going to fit here with this program that we're using, so you could write it in with like if you're using a transaction desk, Addendum, DocuSign, you could fit it in there with some extra verbiage to write that they're going to pay for the utilities or whatever the case may be. Other than that, buyers and sellers initial it. That's it. This is all you need. Just keep in mind that they're going to be leasing the property, let's say for, if this was 50 days, probably going to want them to have to prepare a lease or some other type of documentation to state that, and basically have the current owner be there for how many days they need, 60 days and so forth. But simple document. It's just these 2 paragraphs down here that you usually fill out and click one of these boxes. What the monthly rent's going to be, if there's going to be any monthly rent, how many days does the seller need, 60, 30, whatever it may be. Simple enough, but this is the post-closing occupancy addendum. So you'd use this when the seller needs some extra time after closing to vacate the premises. 30 days, 60 days, use this document and then prepare a lease or another document accordingly. Let me know if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Fairly simple though. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you and see you in the next video.